Ooh. Alright, welcome back to another episode of If You Build It. Here with my boy Rel. What up, boy? What's good?
What's good, Juice?
Hey, man, another bad bitch has pulled up among us. How you doing, my guy?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. You here with the fashion sense, man. Let these folks know who you are and what it is that you do.
Alright, I'm Darrell, RellDot. Across social medias, RellDot.
Regional bad bitch. Yep.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man. Bad bitches are men too. Yeah, let's go, Rel. Let's go.
I'm a local graphic designer and fashion designer out of the area. Born in DC. Raised in PG.
Okay.
If anybody want to know the geographical, things behind me. But I run 2 clothing brands currently. One is Coco. The umbrella for everything is the collective company. And then I run another clothing brand with 3 of my partners, and as well as the collective company, GhostDryGoods, and that's my newest project.
See how he just got so soft spoken? Okay, tell us about the collective, my guy.
Alright, so the collective,
so classy.
where do I begin? Alright, so this story begins, niggas was broke.
Okay.
It was me and my brother Taurus. Literally, like, we was unemployed one summer, trying to figure it out, of course.
Unemployment will change you.
But in these times, you come together. So it started out, hey, what you doing today? Shit. I got 5. You got 5? Oh, I guess we getting together. So then, we burn one. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks passed. Of course, like, we were always in the clothing. We always had a strong background in that. We always loved streetwear. We always loved sneakers. We were collectors at that point.
Where did the love of streetwear come from?
For me personally, it was, I don't know, I guess it was kind of like a self-discovery identity thing. Like, like, you see, like, things as you're coming up, and then, like, for example, like, if I had to say, like, maybe one of my first initial points, like, that had me going, for real, the whole Clips, Mr. Me Too era, and then I just saw niggas in these colorful hoodies, and I was just like, yo, what is this? Then I found out what bait was. I had a friend, like, in 9th grade, he showed me Nike Talk, he showed me, like, ISS, a couple sites like that, because, like, honestly, like, I was getting into, like, sneakers, but I didn't know necessarily, like, what was my entry point, and, like, just, like, my entry point into, like, fashion in general, because, like, what literally happened was I was spending my money on video games at the time, because, this is like the middle school to high school transition. I saw my man's come in with a Steep Tech, red and black.
Did you recognize it?
Yeah, I did. I did. The inner mode jumped out, like,
okay.
I need.
Ooh, okay.
And then he had the matching Jordan 13s that went with it. And I was just like, we in middle school, so I was like, nigga, how the hell you afford all that? And he was like, nigga, I told my parents stop buying me video games. Give me this.
So he told you what a sacrifice might have to be made.
And I was just like, okay, this is a no-brainer. And then, like, it was like an awkward period because, like, honestly, like, my folks still wasn't trying to spend the bread. But, like, I'm getting my hair cut. My barber coming in with True Religion Jordans all day.
Okay, so this is before the locks.
Yeah, this is before everything. This nigga knew somebody with a truck. He was selling bootleg clothes out the back. I got a couple J's, got me a jersey. I went to school fresh. And then when I got to high school, things changed. Because, like, my man's at Oxon Hill.
Okay.
Shout out Oxon Hill. This is where I got my first schooling. So, like, it was an Asian friend of mine. His name was Marlon. He literally looked at my Lacoste Polo and told me every element that was fake about it.
Ooh, tell me more. Do you remember that breakdown?
Yeah, I remember it. It was a very respectful breakdown. Because, like,
I'm about to close up the camera into your face a little bit more. All right, go ahead, man. Tell me about this breakdown. It was necessary, though.
No, it was definitely. It was like a growth moment and, like, kind of, like, taught me a lot of things. So, like, he broke down, like, the construction of, like, the polo, like, the buttons color, stuff like that. So, like, just off of that, I was like, dang, I'm not doing this right. Like, like, yes, like, people are recognizing, like, hey, I have nice things or, like, I have nice clothing, but, like, this ain't necessarily, like, what it is or what it represents. Because, quality is, like, necessarily, like, what it represents.
Was that your first exposure to textile and apparel?
I guess that was my first time really paying attention to it. Cause like, you know, like you try and pass the eye test before anything, cause you know you in high school, like violent times, you know. We at war, locked in 8 hours, 8 hours, you know. So like, so like, so like from there to, so I'm gonna skip in time a little bit. So like around like I guess junior year. That was probably like the beginning of me getting into clothes. So like the school made class t-shirts, and they were all extremely dorky to me. And like, what was dorky about them? So like for example, like I think first year they did like the I Love You New York design, just did I love, you know, the class number. I was just like, that's whatever. And then like it didn't give me any sense of individuality as far as like me, what I felt like our class represented, or like, you know, going into Spirit Week, like with the competitive nature of that. So like the first thing I made was like a t-shirt, had all the classes on it, and it was marked out, and then all the classes except ours were marked out with like the DXX green paint. And then like my friends were receptive to it, so like I was just passing out the iron-on transfers to my friends. So then the next year that rolled around, folks was like, hey, you making another one? I was like, huh. Then they made another corny shirt. I couldn't even tell you what it looks like. It sucked though. So then I went ahead, our class colors were black and green. Spider-Man just dropped. I was like, Green Goblin, Amelie was out at the same time. I made a shirt, Green Goblin flying away from Oxon Hill with a backpack full of bombs. School's blowing up in the background, and on the back of the shirt it says, what's a goon to a goblin with 09 on the back.
Oh, that's vicious.
So then
teachers weren't calling parents at that time over that design? They just accepted it. They just knew what it was.
They like, I think I had like a vice principal come up to me and ask me like, what's on your shirt? And then she seen it, she thought it was cool, because like, you know, ain't nobody else had it.
Okay.
But
so they supported the creative.
Yeah. So then like, you know, my friends was like geeking for it. So like I just passed out the iron-on transfers, and then like, you know, that was like I guess like the early beginnings of that. And then like I went through school, went through the art program. And then like my first real I guess like foray into fashion was this I love the movie Space Jam, and I don't know, I just wanted to make something inspired by that. I love the Jordans, particularly related to the film as well. So I wanted to do something, but I also didn't want to get sued for making something. So then I made this tee. So like it's like a Space Jam inspired tee, all over print, dye sublimated. I knew nothing about print processes or t-shirt quality things at the time, but I did it in 2 colors. I did it in black, and I did it in purple. And like I want to say at the time it probably cost me like $1,000 to make maybe 30 of them.
So you had to save up.
Yeah, I mean,
did you do any pre-orders back then? Did you do any pre-orders back then?
Hell no.
Okay.
Like, so this came about, I posted it on Instagram as like a poster, and then my man's was like, I should make it in a shirt. And then I just instantly went to the internet and tried to figure out how I can make it happen. And then like once I figured out how to make it happen, I was just like, okay, it's a go now. And then from there, like, people still ask me about this shirt to this day.
To this day? You never thought about bringing back the product?
I thought about it, but it's just I've been so focused on the brand I got going right now, trying to make, you know, the investment here may not be the best thing to do. And especially with them bringing Space Jam back, I don't know necessarily the legalities or everything, so I may have to do a little more research on that. And I am considering, though, because, like, I want one for myself. I can't fit this no more.
Okay. What size is that?
This is small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm skinny, but like not.
Okay, I mean, you know, I just not here to jazz. I mean, you know,
I mean, eat my meals, man.
I mean, you well fed, man. I seen the skin, man. The skin been telling me you well fed out here in these streets.
So like, from there, I guess it was like a little stagnant period, because of course you gotta work your bread up, you know, figure out what the next thing is. But like from there,
before we get into that,
okay.
Why were you so willing to take the risk before knowing that the profit was there?
Because at that point I didn't care about profit. Of course, at the end of the day, it's to make $1, but I always knew firsthand. I wanted to make artwork, and I wanted people to enjoy it. So like, and I know everything, you know, takes time. So I didn't want to come out with like the expectation, like, you know, hey, this is gonna sell. Hey, this is gonna sell for this much money. You know, I would just be happy if, you know, a couple people bought some shirts. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with that, I know I made my money back because I sold every one of them shirts. But like, as far as like profit and all that, it wasn't even like a thought at the time. You know.
Mm-hmm. So for you, it's always been about the art.
To an extent, it's always give and take with that, of course.
Okay. Okay. All right, keep going. Just had to ask that one specific because I noticed you was like, "Hey, man, I spent $1,000." I was like,
"But we don't do this to be broke now." First and foremost, don't ever have the game twisted. Don't ever have the game twisted. Yeah, but yeah. So like from there, I was just like experimenting more so than anything, because like I didn't know necessarily like the direction of, you know, things. Like I'm still in school. I knew my folks literally gave me the decision, hey, military or you not living here. Like
your parents approached you and that was their
or college, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
So like I was like, I want to go to college, but I don't know necessarily what for, you know, at this point. I was like, going back to like the sneakers thing, I self-taught myself Photoshop, trying to modify the colorways of Jordans and post it online.
Tell me more.
So literally I had a demo version of the program. Eventually, you know, found my ways to acquire said program legally. Yeah. So
good open close, yeah.
Yeah, so from there, I self-taught myself the program just by playing around in the program.
This was before YouTube University.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I went to the introduction of like the graphics course from my high school, and like pretty much I told my teacher like I can do all this, I'm not necessarily worried about that. And then he was like, you know, you're setting yourself up because I'm expected out of you. I was like, whatever, pass with an A. And then I was like, guess I'll do this. And then like after that I went to school. I got like, you know, to retain knowledge in several areas as far as like being a multidisciplinary artist. Like I took formal arts classes, acting classes, video classes.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was an actor.
A little bit of everything. Yeah, so from there, like from high school to like college, like I don't know, everything was just kind of like, I guess, lining up for me to do this in one form or aspect or another, without me, you know, actually realizing it. So past school and past like Space Jam T, I'm like in the experimental phase.
What was the experiment?
Let's see. I was playing with bleach, man. So like.
So you was running down hallways with bleach?
No, not necessarily hallways.
Okay.
My folks would beat my ass. I can't be fucking up the good carpet. So like.
You said bleach.
So like, I don't know. I was just looking at stuff in my closet and I was like, man, this is too plain. So like, I started playing with like dyes and paint. And
how old is that shirt?
Let's say 2013, 14. And then like, so like this is like a Ralph Lauren shirt and I got bored with it. I was like, this looks dull. I dyed half of it like with bleach and then I re-dyed it and then I went back over with spray paint and you can't really see it.
Did he just say that's Ralph? You was doing that with Ralph?
Yeah.
You wasn't worried about what Ralph would say to you?
This look, cause like it's a good quality shirt.
Yeah, but that's Ralph.
What are you gonna do? Ralphie good. Ralphie from the Bronx good. He done made his ducats. He done made his ducats,
I ask these questions though. I mean, you know about niggas when it came to Ralph, so
this
like hearing that is
detail
crazy.
I was trying to show. So
okay.
I made a ghetto stencil.
What's a ghetto stencil?
So like pretty much like, I don't even think I had cardboard at the time. I just had like a hard sheet of cardstock paper and then like I cut out my logo.
Yeah.
And then I spray painted it over the shirt and it's kind of faint to see. But like here is like a R. This is a circle and the lightning bolt right here.
Okay.
So yeah, I was playing with that and I was just like, okay, this is cool, but what's next after that? So then I was, so like what I do like graphic wise when I get bored, I create projects for myself. And like one of the things was like the Space Jam shirt, I wanted to draw Rihanna anime style because of course she bad. Perfect subject to use, you know what I'm saying? So then I used like I forgot what photo shoot it was. It was the photo where she like holding like a cigarette, and then like she was doing the red hair the thing at the time, and that was doing the thing for me. So like I was like, you know, put two and two together.
Something to you, I got you.
So like I believe this says Riri on the bottom right here.
That doesn't say bad girl. It says
no.
Okay.
I gotta wear this, man. I gotta wear it.
I'm just saying.
I can be bad, but I can't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? But like, so like I bought. So like this is this isn't dye sublimation, so I forgot what this is. But basically this is an iron-on transfer, but it's like a different kind. This isn't the kind you would buy from a store. This is like more of like one that you go to like a commercial place, and they'll agree to print out a certain amount of this print for this price, and then after that all you're paying for is the blank. I was going to a place out Largo for that.
Do those stores still exist?
I want to say it does. It's called Big Frog. Maybe it does. Shout out Big Frog. Shout out my people as Big Frog. I ain't seen y'all in a minute.
Yeah, good folks.
But it's all good. But yeah, once I got all the shirts back, they were black, and I was like, this shit plain as fuck. So then my mom had like some commercial grade bleach, you know what I'm saying, sitting beside a washing machine, and then like I was babysitting one of my man's little brothers, and like he like a wild dude, like he dance, he rap, do a bunch of stuff. So like
he's a DC guy.
Nah, he ain't from DC. He from Delaware.
He from Delaware.
Delaware/Philly.
Okay. I bet Philly can't stand.
So like literally we set up in the garage. He was like he wanted one for himself, so I grabbed some paint brushes. We sit literally side by side just throwing paints on the shirt, and then I was like, okay, after the bleach, like then what? Like the shit's still playing, like anybody could throw bleach on a shirt, and then I was like, okay, so I need like a colorful element. So like I was breaking down paint with like acrylic paint with like alcohol and like mixing it together.
Is that a thing?
I mean, in a way.
Were you just experimenting this whole time?
Not necessarily. Like I know like so like through my experiences with clothing and just my experiences, like I know how like certain paints and things react to each other just by experience. So like I know like if you get, so I know basically like I could buy a fabric medium and mix that with the acrylic paint and apply it here, but I didn't have that at the time. So I need something to break it down just a little bit.
To cut it.
Yeah, so like, but I can't use water because like that'll instantly, you know what I'm saying, come out of the shirt. But like alcohol, it evaporates. So like when I put it into the shirt, the alcohol evaporates and the pigment will just be left.
Did you have like a timing for this? Like alcohol will last?
I had a timing for everything actually. So like I had timing for the bleach. I was doing the bleach in layers because it's like commercial grade. So like if you time it incorrectly, it'll burn through the shirt literally. So if you like leave the bleach on there too long and you don't throw no like water on it or rinse it in like water and baking soda, like it's just gonna eat through the shirt. So like are you taking notes? That's like amazing. So like I literally sat up in there and I had like jars marked like 1, 2, 3 in terms of like how much it was diluted, and like you know I had like my paints off to the side, and then like I'm just like for like the next couple months I'm just like, it's like summertime, I'm literally just knocking out shirts in my garage when I get off work, and then just like hanging them joints up and out back and whatnot.
What did storage look like for you at that time?
You know, I'm in my folks' crib, so like, you know what I'm saying, it's just like make it do what it do, and then when they nag, just move the shit out the way. It's like, you know, like I didn't really have too many storage options, but like, so like once I started selling these, I start like each one I was doing individually, so like each one looked different. Some had stripes, some had splatter, some had diagonal stripes, some had both, some had just like a fading gradient. So two things happened with this. So like the first shirt that I ever made with this, and probably about 20 more others, I went to a house party at a friend's house. No, I went to a cookout first, went to a house party at a friend's house, and then when I got up the next morning, cause like, you know, get home safe. I woke up on my homie's couch, and then I walked back to my car, and then my bag, after a long day of selling t-shirts, was completely gone from a vehicle, and my window was busted. So the funny thing is, I left the money in the car. They didn't take that. They just took the bag. So it's just some nigga running around PG or not at this point because this was years ago. That just has a bunch of these t-shirts. And yeah, so
and
like
you never came across anybody.
Nope.
Just with the shirt on?
Nope. But it was funny because like my friends was texting me like when they see like my other friends out in the t-shirts like, hey, you know this nigga? Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get him right now, you know?
Yeah.
And they tell me like who it was. I'd be like, oh nah, that's the homie. Like they bought a shirt. But like as like this picked up, I started getting orders for like custom shirts. So like, you know, people ask for like their name on the back or their nickname or like a name and a number on the back.
So custom shirts, but it was your shirt, just customized.
Yep.
Okay.
So like, you know, like the black is base, but like based upon what you want, I would create that for you. So after that, no, matter of fact, I skipped a shirt. So
before you go to the shirt that you skipped, how did you manage custom orders? Did you add an additional charge? Because did you know about you have to charge for your labor outside of just the shirt itself?
At that point, I ain't thinking about it. I was younger then. Like
no one was giving you
like when you like. See, the thing is, like when you younger, you're not considering time and all the other factors because you have more time and things available to you because you have less responsibilities.
Yeah.
As like, you know what I'm saying, like as like, you know, with things now, like as the economy, you know, goes, you know, bad or, you know, what have you, you have to make adjustments.
Gas prices.
Gas prices, you know what I'm saying? As like, you know, everything takes away from your bottom line, your overhead or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
Like,
yeah.
As like those things begin to take away, like you have to start making adjustments every time. And then like at each stage of me making shirts and everything, it's just like you learn something each time from the process. So like each time I'm just reconfiguring like, you know, the business aspects of everything. So like with this, I don't believe I charge extra for custom designs because like I was just happy to get these joints off because like I had like 250 of these to like get off. So like get them joints off, you know what I'm saying, best way you can. So like at the time, like I was making my money back, and then like I don't know, especially after I got a bunch of them joints stolen and I made like a couple more, and then it got cold outside. That was the main thing, it got cold outside. So like when it get cold outside, like I can't hang these up to dry, and they don't dry in like, you know, 30-40 minutes anymore. Like, you know,
there's less humidity.
Yeah, so like now like everything's will be just soggy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can't even do that.
Does that affect how the colors set into the material also?
It affects a lot because like for example, like the bleach, it kind of keeps going like no matter what you're gonna do, like as the more air and everything that gets exposed to it. So like I may, like for example, it's been certain cases like I thought I washed the shirt properly, but then I leave it up to dry and then I come back, I got holes in my shirt, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that bleach kept it.
Oh yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like when it's hotter outside, color takes faster to fabric, opposed to like when it's cold, the fabric stays saturated and the colors just constantly being diluted. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a lot of factors with that for real. Like
space heaters will make a difference.
I mean, I didn't have that at the time, so like, you know, it may make a difference, but I don't know, like the sun is probably the best because like, you know, I could hang this outside, it'd be dry in 30 minutes, you know, especially here, it'd be like 105, but you know, it reads 95.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the experimental like things that I was doing was definitely like not done because I skipped a shirt. So
all right, let's get back to
like another thing that I did, so like everybody loves Gucci Mane.
Big Gooch.
So
so many jokes there. You fell out, by the way. You don't gotta hold back your laugh. Yeah, nah, fuck this.
Alright, so everybody loves Gucci Mane. So again, Rel gets bored. Rel creates a personal project. Start drawing Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
So
how much of this is for Rel?
Like I say, like I was telling you earlier, a lot of times, majority of times, like I'm designing clothes for myself first. Like sometimes I would just be like, I don't see this in the space, so I would like to wear that. Or you know, like, I don't know, it's just like, it's a feeling like I get wearing my own clothing, because like, you know what I'm saying, like me as an individual, like I could be defined by wearing a bunch of other different brands, but like if I'm wearing my own shit, like that's legit me. You know?
And that's on Rel.
Yeah, so like, you know, I probably had every Gucci Man mixtape known to man. And then I wanted to create something that represented like the different areas of Gucci. So I did this shirt. You know, you
did this all by hand?
This is like on the computer. So like, yes and no. And then, you know, I got the just got out Gucci. So then I put this together, and then I did these in 3 colors. This is like gray with like a black with like a black bottom. So like going back to the discussion about how like colors take. So like with these, the color didn't take as well to like this fabric. This is like a different blank. With this, I was hanging these outside in the summertime. There's also another color of this shirt. I did like a green with like a darker green hue at the bottom, and then I did a white with the purple for obvious reasons. But so like doing these, I was excited because like
I out of that shirt.
Huh?
You just karate chopped the hell out of that shit. I was like, dang, Big Gooch good?
Passion. It's like, so with this, like I wanted to take it a little like I guess like a step further. So like I kind of planned like some marketing around it. I got my friend Rick. Shout out Rick, because he's the GOAT for this. Like never forget. Pulled up in his backyard. And like we started shooting. And then the lady, like basically we're shooting in front of a garage in Southeast, but it's not his garage, it's like right beside his house. So like the lady come out back like, what y'all doing shooting in front of my garage? You know how black mothers be. You know, like, and then like I was like, oh,
she paid property tax.
You know, I had to respect the household. So like, you know, I was saying, hey, I'm just trying to do a photo shoot. I got my clothes.
Young black man.
You know. So then I did a whole like lemonade photo shoot. So like we set up like a faux lemonade stand, and then I digitally add in all the lemonade elements. It's kind of I'm gonna show you on the phone real quick.
Okay, well hold on, let me get that focus correct. Alright, let me get that a little close up. Okay, alright, hold up. Alright, keep it still. Alright, give us a description of what we looking at right here.
Alright, so this is Rick, and like I set up,
move the phone up a little bit. Perfect.
Alright, so this is Rick.
Keep talking.
All right, so talk. We gonna have to make we're gonna have to cut. You know what that felt like?
What did that feel like?
You know
that what that felt like?
You know that picture where Mike Tyson is holding up Jewel's hand?
Yeah.
Hold it like this. Hold it like this. I was like, I appreciate the support, my brother. I appreciate it. But like, all right. And so,
all right, up a little bit more.
Okay.
All right, there, perfect.
All right, so with this, the concept is obviously the WAP shop. So basically, it's a lemonade stand. We sell lemonade and teas. So here you can see a couple elements related to Gucci. You can see my teas, obviously. You can also see like the big ice cream cone. You got the double cups, the lemonade. Let's see, I believe I have a couple more photos from another photo shoot. This is another photo that I did. Got the fallen ice cream cone. I'm supposedly setting up and painting in the background. This is before the ice cream cone appears in the back. And then we got, a little codeine right there.
Okay.
For authenticity reasons,
keep
of course.
It on brand.
And we cooling. We selling t-shirts. Having a good time.
Also selling tea and lemonade.
Exactly.
And codeine. You guys are not.
I mean, technically,
it was a joke.
Tea technically. Tea. Tea. And that's the tea.
Came in with the deep cuts. Did you catch the tea?
So then,
what brought that concept to life? Was it Gucci? Was it the music? What track inspired you?
So like honestly, like with all like the trap stuff, like I'm like a freelance.
I'm a trap came to be a term.
Not even necessarily like. I like that. I like that style of music because, like, I just
I'm
like.
not talking about you. I mean, like media wise, that's when trap became a thing where people were using the word trap.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I haven't paid attention enough to like that word and like I guess its place in like I guess current culture to know necessarily.
There was a whole argument on where did trap come from, and the argument said that the three people who probably started using the word trap was T.I., Jeezy, and Gucci.
Yeah, okay, that argument I remember, but like I thought, okay, so when I heard that, I'm thinking like now, like when people be like trap yoga.
Oh no.
Okay, so like no, we talking about okay, that's fine. All right.
Yeah, before it became commercialized, about pure, yeah.
So
just became hip hop story.
Yeah, so like yeah, like I don't know, like I felt like he was a big part of like rap culture. I enjoyed like his music. Like I enjoy like I like people that express themselves in the matter that they feel that they need to, and I also like the hustle culture behind trap music because like me, just like as a freelance graphic designer, like you know what I'm saying, you need like theme music, bro. Like because like you know what I'm saying, like if you're not working, then like you know what I'm saying, you secretly slowly dying, like so like I don't know, like that was enough for me to like just go ahead and like make this because like I don't know, I just thought it was a cool project. I didn't know necessarily like what it would lead to or anything. I didn't necessarily expect anything from it. I was just trying to sell some teas and like you know build on like what I was trying to create, like because like I said, I wanted to be able to work and live off of my artwork, so like I felt like this was a good way to get in. So going back to I guess the start of Coco.
Okay. So this is the beginnings.
Yep. So like I was saying, we was broke. We was, you know, matching with the minimums, you know. And then like one day, it went from like pretty much I've done logos for my friend Taurus and Marcus. Yeah. Before like when they were trying to do like clothing brands, but like I don't know, we just never sat down together and had like the conversation. So like that summer, like when we was broke, we just like you know like. We productive, you know. We not stupid, like you know. Like eventually, broke, you know. Eventually, we was just like, hey, let's you know create something together. And like, I've been approached with that many a times, but like Taurus, I just knew instantly he wasn't bullshitting. Okay. And from there, it was me, Taurus, and Marcus. We bought a screen. Marcus brought the screen print press, and we started running off tees in Taurus' basement. It was a lot of long nights.
How big was the basement?
Oh no, the basement is straight. Like in terms of space, like it's pretty big. But like, the process of screen printing. So like I already had like, so like one, you have your formal screen printing setup. Like where you have like a light box and this, that, and the third. We don't have all of these things, and you know we don't necessarily have the money to buy all these things. We have the press, we have the paint. Yeah. And then I have my experience from doing screen printing in school. So like from there, we had to make you know a couple little adjustments. I had like a glass tabletop from home, like from like a random table. I brought that over. We made like a little fake light box situation so that we can make our screen stencils. And then from there we running off tees in our basement from like the time I get off to work to like 3-4 in the morning, depending on like you know like what deadlines we trying to meet. And then like it's a lot of give and take with that because like with screen print, like once you fuck up, that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like permanent, like you lay that joint down, you ain't lay it down tight enough, and like that little corner didn't come out or whatever. Like that's like negative. You know what I'm saying? Negative profit instantly.
Yeah. So like, did you have to start practicing more detail in the work?
No.
Oh, so you was already there.
Like we already like had it down. It was just like you know we took it on the chin. Like honestly, like because like I wouldn't say we weren't messing up like a lot, but like you know sometimes like things go awry. So like I mean, it just happens. Like, it was all a learning process. We ordered hella carry out during this period.
Oh, okay.
Hella carry out.
What's your favorite carry out at that time?
Oh, it was just the joint nearest to us, Eddie Lennox. Shout out Eddie Lennox and Clinton. They mumble sauce be hitting. It was so bad. It was to the point I would walk in, Shorty would just grab my mail.
She just knew.
Yeah. Like, we was locked in like this. Mm-hmm. Shout out Shorty. You know who you is.
Oh, you vicious. You vicious. He said, sweetheart. You know
sweetheart. You look so good grabbing that mumbo, Shorty. Gonna give me another one. But I don't have any of the screen print tees on me currently, but matter of fact, I do. I'm lying. I have one of the earlier ones we did. I don't have the necessary first ones. I would love to grab it off the rack. But it's all good. So, like, this is one of, like, our earlier tees. This was one of the ones that didn't get finished because there's actually a print on the side that goes here as well. Okay. But it's all good.
Okay, let's get into it.
So, like, this was what I would like to say when we really got the ball rolling. Like, we did a couple shirts and, like, we did a couple long sleeves for fall and winter, and then, like, when summer came around, we wanted to do this, so we did, like, a little tennis inspired tees. We did a shoot with Bacon Bear. Shout out Bacon. She the GOAT.
Yep, young pork.
So yeah, we did that. We got, like, good reception from that, and it was fun just, like, you know, conceptualizing the shoot and just, you know, acting on that. Like, I don't know, like, the entire process of just bringing an item to fruition and then putting that extra behind it is, like, just, like, really enjoyable, honestly. So, like, we did these tees, things are rolling, and then we moved to 2-color prints.
Okay.
So like basically with screen printing, for those that don't know, we know, but y'all may not. So, like, screen printing, each color that you lay down on a shirt, that's a different layer. So, like, you lay down all your first layers, and then you come back on the second layer. Let's say you mess up the second layer. Negative profit. So there's more give and take with that. I believe at this point we're taking in orders, so it's like made to order. So, like, pretty much, like, once the order is placed, then we order the blank and then we make it for you. Because, like, at this point we're like, we can't really justify with the capital that we have, like, ordering an inventory.
Yeah.
Because, like, you always lose money on inventory, like, if you don't have the sales, of course, to justify having an inventory in the first place. So, like, sometimes made to order is, like, the great first start, as long as, and as well as the t-shirt and screen printing, because that's the cheapest way to put out a t-shirt. So we started with that foundation, then we moved to hoodies, and then we printed out 2-color hoodies, and then more struggles at 2-3 a.m. messing up hoodies. Screen press over on this side goes crooked because it's from China, so we gotta use this side now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, little stuff like that along the way that just makes you go, hey, okay, this is a process. So from there, the goal's always been bigger, and then, like, we always want to create items that are up to par with the brands that we wear. So, like, the first things we designed for Collective weren't even t-shirts. The first things we ever designed were all over printed, like, jackets. So, like, when you go into the research of trying to get original items made, that's an entirely different price point. So, of course, you have to work towards that. So, like, that's why we started out with the t-shirts and then moved on to hoodies. From there, we started to begin, of course, as life progresses, you know, everybody gets more responsibilities. So we have to begin to, like, you know, rework the business, start outsourcing certain things. So one of the things we did was, let's see what we got here. A couple things we did. I'll show you this first.
You see how you just reach into the rack? Yeah, nah, that man, he in his bag right now. Yeah,
it's a lot going on.
It's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. It's the lifestyle.
Alright, so few things that we did was.
Hey, that chicken on the way yet, man? I feel like they just been teasing us.
Yeah, she look like she chilling.
Yeah, she chilling. Yeah, shout out to her.
All these on the rack.
I love chicken.
So, another thing I just wanted to show you. So, like this, we want to make one-off ones with like the various screens that we had. So, like this is like a T-shirt that's a combination of like all the screens like from that period of time. And then like
hard. That is hard. I remember that.
This glows in the dark. Like we were messing with glow in the dark paints and things like that as well. And then like eventually we start hating things because you know we just have a high standard. So like we wanted to.
You started hating glow in the dark because of your standards.
Oh, I'm sorry. I may have worded that poorly. We started hating what we were making because the quality wasn't necessarily up to our standard.
That's real.
Right. So like you know like the give and take with you know investments and whatnot. So
I feel like everybody gets there eventually.
So then from there we you know we come together, discuss it, rework it, we source new blanks, and then from there we start getting into direct to garment. So direct to garment is when something's printed directly on the t-shirt but it's not embedded into the t-shirt like screen print. Like for example screen print, like you'll wash a t-shirt 1,000 times and like it'll still feel like the fabric. This you could feel a print like on it. So like this is like the lucky cat from Asian culture, and in Japanese it says everybody eats on the back. So we did this.
Did your research for the words in Japanese?
Oh yeah, for sure, got to.
Yeah.
And then I had like another dude like verified that speak Japanese because I was terrified.
Yeah, no, that's real.
I did not want anything on my back in these streets. So then we did that in like 2 colors. Everybody liked like the little graphic that we made for it. Taurus did the graphic. I came back and added like a couple elements to it, and that's like a sample of like how we collaborate. Like we'll literally just be shooting text to each other all day. Like, hey, I seen this was cool. Hey, I sketched this, and then I'll be like, hey, okay, cool. I'm gonna render this on the computer, see what it looks like, send it back, that type of thing. We just bounce ideas off each other till something comes into fruition, and then like I don't know, everything always seems to line up. The universe is weird. Like you always get clues. Like anytime we have doubted the brand, this strange thing happens.
Yeah,
we come together for a meeting, and everybody got on a brand T-shirt or the same one, and it'd be weird stuff like that, and we just be like, huh, all right, keep going.
I mean, I agree, man. The universe will mess around and have folks slide into your DMs, bro. Universe is a wild place, man.
And then a quick highlight into the progression. So like this was like the Tiger T in screen print, and then this is the Tiger T in direct to garment.
Oh, they are distinctly different.
Yeah. So like I always want to do things fully and in color in the beginning, but like, so, you know, with the budget, sometimes you have to take a little, you know, hit on the head in terms of artistic liberty. I just want
to get a close up of that. Look how distinctly darker that one image is compared to the other.
I mean, this one took a couple washes, so like, you know, this one's gonna be a lot lighter, but yeah,
it's still darker. I mean, all right, so you do have the contrast yellow, but it's the darker image.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the standout. Vicious.
And then on the front.
Okay. Yeah. That's a perfect Taco Tuesday shirt.
Yeah. So from there it was just like I don't know. We were working. Start hating stuff again. And it's just like,
so do you guys wait for the hate to come to like recreate the images or the directions, or how does that work?
Nah, it's already embedded. Like when we started the brand, we designed so many clothes that they're not out of reach in terms of like what we can do, but like just in terms of budget at the time, they were out of reach. But like, you know, like for the beginning, we designed everything like belts, just like out of the optimistic spirit of starting something like in the beginning. So like we're designing belts, polos, hoodies, half zips, tack vests, everything. So like I don't know, like the hate, it's always there, but it's like how can you explain it? Tough love. It's not necessarily like hate. It's just like you're doing well, but I want you to be better.
Okay. Okay.
So we gonna get you there.
It's not the Chappelle show. Hate.
Yeah. So like from there, I'll show you another 2 director garment joints. All right. So going back to director garment, we did a couple more tees. So like want to do like a little, like, you know, like Mickey Mouse and like the older cartoons, they have a certain style and touch to them. So Taurus came up with like the lone wolf concept, and then like I took that and then I came up with this tee. So like I came up with like a little neon light type situation. This is American Apparel blank, and then had Coco on the back. This is all director garment. And then we did like another joint, and then like pretty much the collective company, our slogan at the time was "It takes a village." So like this was the village tee, and then on the back we had village designed up with the definitions on the back. And then we went out VA. We shot these.
Why VA?
Just finding locations. We wanted to find interesting locations. The whole like maybe first year and a half of like collective, we shot it at Costco Park, like where they have like the graffiti wall near the skate park, and like we just out there with the iPhone pulling random people that was willing like to shoot with us. Shout out like KM, George, Aya, Leash, everybody that helps us with the brand. So like shot that. You know, we at this point we really like were on the do things ourselves thing, so that way we could learn different aspects of the brand. You of course do for self so we could cut costs, but as well as like when we do bring people in, we know what to instruct them to do, you know what I'm saying? So like if we bring a photographer in, we know how we want it to be shot. We know what angles that we would like to get, different things like that. But like, of course, just doing it at the time, it's just like we just try and get it done. Those things you may not realize at the time. But like we always say, do it yourself.
Just do it yourself.
So another step in doing it yourself, after hating things for a little bit, we got a vinyl cutter, and vinyl's an interesting medium.
It is.
Yes, very
it
interesting.
Is. Yeah.
A lot of give and take with that too. It's like the normal format that I'm familiar with vinyl is like letters for like sports jerseys, that type of thing. So like when we had the vinyl cutter, I didn't know like, hey, you have to break down everything layer by layer. So like this green in the background is just one layer.
Yeah.
This yellow is a separate layer. This white CO is a separate layer. This pink is a separate layer. This green is a separate layer. This yellow right here in the frog is a separate layer. These 2 pinks, separate layers.
And yeah, it's
this gray, separate layer. Not necessarily. So like with vinyl, you pay for a roll of the material. So like from there, you just, you know, ration it out how you will. But like for example, like you'll have a sheet of just these exclamation points. But then once you run them through the vinyl cutter, it's all cut. But then you have to individually pick each one out, and then you have to assemble all this together and then press it on the shirt.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It is. It was a fun time. Like okay, so like
was there alcohol in
at this point time, nah. Nah. We keep it natural on this side. So like we at shout out Ash. We at Ash House. Me and Taurus, Marcus, we try and cut these out individually. Also, these tiny letters have to be cut out of the. So like pretty much like you're not literally cutting out like with scissors. So like you have to get like a little like thing that's like a it's like a tooth scraper, and use that and pull it out. So like doing that individually, of course, is a pain, but like with 3 people, it makes things a little bit easier.
How many shirts did you do this for?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh man, because I was like, man,
because like it was one is this design. We had a gray version of this T-shirt, and then we had this one as well, flower tee. This one's seen some better times. Like another thing with the vinyl that we learned over time. Like for example. This is a American Apparel blank. I believe this is a cotton polyester blend. Oh, my fault. It's a 100% cotton, but it's like the stretchy kind. So like this shrinks over time, especially if you put any kind of heat to it. So like vinyl it sticks to the fabric, but like as the fabric shrinks, the vinyl is going to shrink with it.
Yeah.
And when heat is applied to vinyl also shrinks even more. So like, you know,
that's what I tell everybody to after the Hug Your Friend hoodies I did. When you wash them, air dry. Yeah.
And that's why we've had a strict policy since day one: dry clean on. Cause like, and or hand wash. Cause like in our personal practices, anything that we like, you don't throw that in the dryer. Yeah. Cause like, I lost.
Dryers changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Change your mood. Change your day.
Yeah, everything's personal. Yeah, even the fun parts. How dare you make me laugh? I hate you. What? I made you laugh.
Like.
You dry my stuff.
So, vinyl was an interesting period of time. And then from there, alright, I gotta look at my phone real quick because like that really tells the timeline of everything.
What year was this?
What year was those?
Yeah.
I want to say 2016, 17. Hold on. I could get dates for you immediately.
I was gonna say, so what made
Alright, so, boom.
What made you guys go natural this last 2 years?
What you mean?
Like the material that you guys have been using for your recent products.
So like, main thing that we noticed, like especially in the fast fashion community, like with like H&M, Fashion Nova, you know, all the brands like that, they make a lot of shit that don't sell.
Yeah.
So like that's why when you walk into H&M and they got 30 racks sloppily flopped around and everything's $5. Like, and then like just for us, like, you know, we have like, you know, we may have leftover inventory and stuff like that, but like we don't want to, you know, contribute to like our slowly declining, you know, cleanliness of, you know, and quality of life in this world that we live in. So like from there, and then like there's a lot of interesting techniques that you could do when you do go natural, and like what Juice is referring to like is where we're at now, where we're using like natural dyes. For example, we had a friend of ours, shout out Shannon, she knitted beanies for us, and then each one from there was hand dyed and natural pigments, and like these pigments may be made from like sunflowers, indigo, all natural raw materials. So like, you know, like I was back then designing with like synthetics from like, you know, Michaels or Marshalls, that type of thing. But like, you know, we just wanted to, you know, do something different and just explore that for real. And that's under the GhostDryGoods umbrella currently. We've done like some other dyed items like dyed tote bags, things like that. We did a tie-dye shirt under Coco as well, going back to like the tie-dye thing and how that's always been like around. But yeah, like, I don't know, we always just try to push the envelope, do something different, and of course increase like the amount of knowledge we have on our side, so that way like when we get in the future, like, you know, we get the budget that we want, or, you know, like we have the resources available to us to get, you know, more things done. It's like we're not figuring out what we need to do, we know what we need to do, you know. So from let's see, where we at. All right, so from I want to say, let's just go to present day.
Okay.
So present day, GhostDryGoods and the collective company.
Where did the name come from?
So collective company. We were going through like a bunch of names, but none of them really stuck. It was like, what was it, like Black Lotus Collective, and like we were looking for like, you know, something spectacular, and then like literally another universe thing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my people and they crystals, you know, all that, you know what I'm saying? But don't get too weird on me.
Please don't get weird in the comments, please.
All right, so like I used to doodle a lot in class.
You said doodle? Okay, cool. I had to be clear. I heard something else.
No.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. Just smearing it on the walls.
If pre-K Rel was here,
yeah,
I might have a different answer for you.
Okay.
Maybe.
It happens.
Maybe. With respect to myself. But so like I would doodle anything from random Nike sneakers. I will like, you know, at one point, like when I'm younger, I'm like, I want to design for Nike or whatever. So like I'm drawing random sneakers, drawing clothes, and then like I wanted to come out with my own brand before I was doing like the tees individually by myself, and I was like trying to name the brand. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call this Eclectic, and I drew letters Eclectic.
Yeah.
So then like when we were coming with the name, we were like, we need a logo, and then like it's like you could do, you know, you could create a font for your logo, or you could create like some imagery for your logo. So I was going through like my old sketches when I saw Eclectic, and I realized all the letters in Eclectic were in collective except for like a couple. So then when I rearranged all the letters out and just spelled out collective, I sent it to Taurus and Marcus, and they was like, that's it. So then like we was like with Collective Company, and then we were like basically like the It Takes a Village came from all the support we got just by us saying that we wanted to start something. Within like the first like month, I want to say we got the screen print press. Taurus just went up to New York to visit like some family, and he came back with a heat press because somebody just had one laying around, and they found out we was doing clothes, so like they gave the joint to us. And then like just the people that wanted to help us, like, you know, like shoot, or, you know what I'm saying, model for us, like things like that. It was like we literally couldn't do this by ourselves. So like, and then like we can't do it without like the actual support of like the customer, of course. So like it was like It Takes a Village, the Collective Company, because like it's 3 of us in a collective, of course, and then like collectively like we help raise the brand, you know, raise the child together. So so like the Collective Company is the umbrella, Coco is the short, and that's more athletic these days. We have a sponsor boxer under it. We do his trunks for his fights. Kobe Abriti, he's out of Silver Spring, Maryland. In Barbados. And then GhostDryGoods, it's more, I want to say, I guess, how can I put it?
And this was before Kids See Ghosts.
It wasn't. They're not related in that.
I know. It's just,
I know. I mean,
it's just like, when I think about it, it's like, you know, it's kind of amazing how you guys came out around the same time, but I knew yours was before that.
Oh yeah, so. For sure. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't been paying attention to the Gap Man little, so like the time period for that dropping, and then like the time period for the brand, like I had them joints mixed up. But like so like basically we want to make eventually runway fashion, high fashion, like garments under the GhostDryGoods, and it just has like a certain look and aesthetic to it. Like for example, the cardigan that I'm wearing right now, like we started making different pieces. So like now we're getting hold on, gotta take a water break 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. Big sip. There you go. Look at him. Alright, no appropriate
so like
jokes.
For this, we're getting custom patches made. We have a seamstress that looks out for us, and she assembles like our pieces, like once we get like the blank and the patches and everything together. So like I drew like all these like patches like individually, and then like I was just like, you know what, I want to make like a galaxy themed cardigan. But this wasn't even the first one. The first one was he's up. The first one was this one, and it's more classic
he's up.
Varsity style.
He's up. He's down.
So like this one is more simple.
Okay.
The ghost in here is just like the regular normal colors that we use.
How much these cardigans running? That thing look nice.
I want to say this one's like 125.
You got 3XL?
No, I got 3. I ain't got 3. I'm sorry.
Cool.
I'm sorry, man. I'm working, man.
These just the displays. It's not your fault. These just the displays.
So like with this one, we got like the Dry Goods Plus. And yeah, like kept it simple on this one. 2 colors. The one that I have on now, this also comes in like navy blue. It's on the site now. I want to say all 4 on the site now. Just GhostDryGoods.com. Very simple.
How far out do you guys plan for each season?
We try to plan like a season ahead. So like, you know, in summer we're playing fall, winter.
You're really dark if you're standing and talking, so they can't see your beautiful face.
I'm sorry.
It's like a Darth Vader moment. I said what I said.
All right, discrimination. runs the nation. Unfortunately. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. But
it's cool. You got up, you got that shirt, and you were doing it after and we were talking about how far out you plan seasons.
So okay, we plan out seasons about let's say a month ahead. But like it's also kind of funny in how that works. So like I may design anything at any time, but like when we pull it, it's just a matter of what makes sense at the time. So I may have designed something a year ago, but like or sketched some a year ago, but like now it makes sense to use it. So like now we're using it. So like technically, like
talk with your rapper hands.
So like technically, you gonna make me come out like. so like technically, like, you know, like the planning starts like of course like maybe like a season and a half ahead, but like some things are already planned out like months or years in advance technically. So like I don't know, I just like to have like an inventory of things to pull from, like in terms of inspiration and just in terms of designs.
You see how sometimes he gets into like that soft-spoken voice when he like talks about the important stuff. He's like, this is important, so it's gonna be like real smooth. Right there. Yeah, but like yeah, you know, if you're used to it though, you know, it's different levels. Yeah, gets the job done.
So like I guess these days we're just trying to make like pieces like so like also like with the brand we pull inspiration from just like things that we're into. So like we love like skateboard culture, of course, like we love fashion, but we also love skateboard culture. We recently got into F1, so we love F1. Shout out Lewis Hamilton. He ain't paid me for that, but
it's cool. It's cool.
I mean, if y'all gonna send me a Mercedes, I'll take it.
Though. I just it's Mercedes talk. All right.
Hey, got to. But we made a F1 inspired polo. It's based upon like the things like the promo items that like the pit crew or like even like the race stewards and like or like that the drivers wear in like interviews. So like with that, they also. All right, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So I also have a lot of experience in designing jerseys. So like I may design jerseys for local AAU teams. I've designed like soccer jerseys and like little things like that as well. So like I was excited to do this project as well because like I wanted to make something for myself. Like I say, like I make it for y'all, of course, but like I also make it for me because you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So like for this, like I like did like sponsors inspired by like the Ghost aesthetic. So like. So like for one, I'm gonna just break down each logo on here. So like for example, AMG, Mercedes.
It's not as much flexibility.
Okay.
Use this one.
All right, cool. All right, so start over.
You. Yeah, no, that's
all right, so
you're in your bag. Yeah.
So like I'm gonna start off here. This right here, it's kind of obvious. AMG. So like Ghost Motor Group. Spectre is another word for Ghost. So like Spectre Financial. So like basically a F1 team may have various sponsors to facilitate the growth and just like speed of the car and just the overall well-being of the team. This is Coco. That's self-explanatory. This is Tsuba Circuit. It's a race track in Japan, but it's backwards for legal reasons. And then this is Always Pole. That's just like a always first place, you know, tongue-in-cheek type thing. This is the Ghost logo. And then on the back we have.
Those look like they're skipping.
Yeah, that's the intention. So like, that's the logo itself is inspired by Charlie Brown a little bit, like in terms of the drawing style.
Charlie.
We had our friend Chris draw it for us, and then I rendered it on the computer. Shout out Dolph, you the GOAT. Appreciate you, my man. And then also had like the P1. So like this is like three things in one, triple entendres. Don't ask me how. So basically Formula One has their own logo. So like this is Paranormal 1 or Pole 1 as in for first place. So that's a little hit there. And then on the back we have Paranormal Auto Sport for obvious reasons. And then if you notice like the cardigan and this has a 3. How many people run this brand? So yeah, we try to like, I don't know, reference, like we try to like, you know, care about like the design, make sure everything's intentional.
Okay, rapper hands.
So we're not just, you know, just arbitrarily putting out things with a logo and telling you to buy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you killing me this interview, man. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, like, and then we dropped this straight in black.
That's hard in black.
Wish I had one.
Oh dang! It's hard. Yeah, I guess they all knew too.
Yeah, they knew it was hard. Didn't stand a chance against my own company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's wild.
It be like that. But actually, as folks who own and run the company, how does it feel when you have a shirt that's like amazing, and you know it's amazing, and you don't have one?
It's whatever. I feel like I'm always be making something, so I really don't care. And like, I like legit do not care. I like, as far as like, for example, like there's always a give and take with people liking your things, but like the way I feel is I'm always gonna be getting better. Like our brand is always gonna get better. So like you may not like something today, but eventually you is. So like
there's always tomorrow.
It really don't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in any creative field, like, you know what I'm saying, you have the opportunity to set your own rules and standards for yourself, and like you at the end of the day know what you're looking for. So like, just, you know, hold true to that. You'll be alright.
When it comes to sponsorships, what do you guys look for?
Sponsorships as far as what?
Like just sponsoring folks with clothing. Like, hey, we send you some clothes.
It's give and take with that. We don't really sponsor a lot of people. Like for example, Cobia, we felt like that was a mutually beneficial relationship, and we also wanted to step in the realm of, like, of course, sports sponsorship. And then, like, I don't know, designing boxing shorts, that shit cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and then also Marcus' dad is his trainer, so like that was a no-brainer. Yeah. So let's see, for example, right now, so like sponsorships in the beginning, it was more so like, it's kind of hard to explain. So like, you may get approached as a clothing line by a lot of people that will just be like, hey, I got this going on, maybe you could throw me some product, maybe we can start working together. But the problem with that is, a lot of times it's like a random person, so I don't know if this person's values align with my brand. I don't know what you're doing out in these streets. I'm not familiar with you, so I can't really, like, I can listen to your music, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know you, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So like, I don't even know how you dress for real, you know what I'm saying, so like I can't give you this like just off the strength of,
are you gonna do the product justice?
Yeah, like, are you doing a product justice? Like, are you walking righteously in the world? Like, and like, are you actually gonna bring back retention and shout out the brand? Like, because a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying, they just see free clothes, and then like once they got it, they gone. You may not even get a post. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like on their actual page, not like in their IG story.
You might not even get that. And that. Well, I gave one of them Space Jam shirts to a local rapper. He said it was like, and then like he never wore it, and then like the next time I seen him, he was like, damn bro, that joint was too small. I gave that joint to one of my bitches, and I was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That was a missed look. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just some random joint walking around the city with my shit on, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen her.
She ain't supposed to either.
And like, you know what I'm saying? It's like no hard feelings about the shit. It's just like, you know, give and take with it, with the game. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just like like right now, like in terms of sponsorship, what I guess like and like the brand, like what we value is people that's been like working with us like day one. They've actually been buying our clothing and not just asking for clothing. And they're not scared to shout it out in public. You know what I'm saying?
So it starts with your energy first.
It's that, and then it's like, you know, like, it's like certain, like for example, my friend Dreamy Alpha. We came up in the art program together. We went to Stevenson University. We the only 2 black kids in probably that whole art program, except for maybe the random guy that shows up for a semester and a half, you know. So like, we're both from PG. He's from Largo. I'm from here. So like, I don't know. It was just like I've always known him. And then like he's always been working with his rap career. He's like he always has a hard work ethic. And then like he's like us. He always does things himself. So like because we came up the art program together, he does all his artwork himself. He shoots his videos himself. He shot movies like with local rappers involved, and like his music will be the soundtrack and all this stuff. Like he'll make the costumes himself, like everything. Like I've never seen somebody like this. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was buying clothes with us, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know, I'm not like the freshest person, but like, you know what I'm saying? When I go out and I'm doing my shows, when I'm gonna shout y'all out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like he was like geeked to buy clothing. He was like, yeah, I want to wear y'all stuff. I'm not trying to wear other people's stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like another person that came to us early was Louis Bags. He's my homie out Oxon Hill. He makes music as well. And like he was just buying a bunch of tees from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's like literally like the only person that I knew that legit dry cleaned his joints as well. Like he, you know what I'm saying? And like he was working with us, so like, you know what I'm saying, we was throwing him product as well. So like, I don't know, it's just like it's like a certain amount of genuine relationships, one, and then it's just like, you know, like knowing that we growing together, like type thing as well, that makes like the relationship, you know, work. It's not just like, hey, give me some clothes, make a post, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's only so much you could get from that, especially in the age where algorithms are fixed and that type of thing. So like influencer marketing isn't even necessarily it. Like a lot of times now you finding out people getting on by tricking the algorithm, or they figured out some slick way to, like, you know, force feed their product into the mix. So like, you know what I'm saying, like when folks approach us like in our brands, you like, hey, we popping, give us some clothes, it's just like, in most cases it's like, like, you know what I'm saying, like respect to you, but like, I don't know, like also that's cutting out of our you know what I'm saying, our bottom line as well by giving you clothes. Like I make no money from giving you a product, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cause I'm kind of stingy, but at the same time, it's not. No, it's not. It's just like, you know what I'm saying. Like, and then also like, we're not even necessarily focused on influencer marketing to begin with, cause like that's so limited. Like we want to get the product to where it is. So like now when we got somebody in a position to where like their influence matters, like we're bringing the best product possible, you know. And then that's when like that's really important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, influencing, it's an interesting give and take with that as well. Very interesting give and take.
That was a gem. Just want to let you know it was a gem.
But yeah, so like, I don't even know necessarily where to go. Let's see. Present day, we've been looking into this for a while, but a lot right now is just like doing market research. It's gonna sound funny to y'all, but like we've literally been buying like of course we've always been into clothes, but we found a certain justification for buying nice clothes: market research. So research and development some days might be buying some designer. So you know what I'm saying? Because like from that, we're learning how certain things are constructed and like what separates different brands from other brands. Like in terms of like what justifies this ridiculous $300 for a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, margin, or why is, you know what I'm saying, Gucci charging for this, you know what I'm saying? Like for example, most people look at designer brands and think all that stuff is leather. And that's justifying the price, but it's all wax canvas for the most part, like Louis Vuitton and a couple other brands. And then like they assemble their products, and they'll assemble the product in China and then like finalize a couple touches in Italy or wherever they're located to say it's made in the actual place, you know, of origin, but they'll ignore the China price. Yeah, so like, you know what I'm saying, like all these companies play these games with people, and then like, you know what I'm saying, but you discover that through research, which is, you know, important, for sure, that adds to the authenticity. Because like you have to do the research. Like, you have to, like, anything that you trying to get into, you have to, like, because like, I don't know, otherwise you're gonna waste so much time trying to figure out what's going wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's 1,000 people before you that came and made these mistakes, or like from viewing other brands and seeing what they're doing. Now you know what you don't want to do or what you do want to do off of that. So like, research and development, it may look like, hey, this helmet laying tee, it's made of this, but oh, they did 3 extra stitches around the collar for, like, you know what I'm saying, so that joint don't get bacon neck over time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's made of this type of
stitches are fighting the bacon neck.
Yeah, you know.
I get so much bacon neck because, you know, I got big ass. Feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, this weightlifting plus, like, you big boy. No, I got this thing. Look, I got bacon popping out of my shirts.
I got a tiny neck, but about let's say 60% of them shirts I done pulled out, they got bacon neck. My
collar has bacon neck right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this collar. This is unfolded. You see that? That's on the side of bacon. You see what I'm saying? As soon as you said bacon neck, I was like, oh yeah, no bacon.
My shirt isn't even that old.
It's not. It's not. It's just a big ass neck.
It happens to best of us, man.
Yeah, my neck just be eating it all up.
But like, yeah, just like certain touches like designers take, and then like, I don't know, like inspirations in fashion. Like, it's a lot of interesting things going on right now. Like Pierre Moss, Kirby Jean Raymond. Yeah. He's out of New York, and I've been watching him for a while. Like, I was watching him, and like just through Twitter, because somebody I knew from New York told me this was his man's, that he made this jacket that I seen on somebody, and it was a camouflage motorcycle biker jacket. So it's all leather, but the leather's like green camouflage, and that was like the wildest jacket I ever seen. And I think Usher or somebody was wearing it. And at this point, he's making like one-off jackets for like celebrities like Usher and like a couple other folks. And now Pierre Moss, like, they've collaborated with Reebok. They have sneakers. He's throwing out whole fashion campaigns. We sat down and watched like one of his recent fashion shows. He comes out with a choir, a band, and 22 G's.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
22 G's is a drill rapper out of Brooklyn. So imagine the most beautiful orchestration that you could possibly hear, and nothing but murder lyrics in front of a crowd of the most pretentious fashion people that you could possibly see. Meanwhile, he has black fashion inspired models walking around and each thing is inspired by a black invention. So like, just to get that concept off in itself was extremely inspirational. He got rained out the first day and then had to come back and do the show. Like, so like, you see like different approaches to fashion, and like just everybody's different takes, and like just like the things you could do with fashion as well. Like, Virgil's another guy. I don't agree with everything he does, but like, he does amazing things, and he puts a lot of black people into interesting positions. Cause like, I didn't expect to see Playboy Cardi on a Louis runway. I didn't expect that.
There he was.
But hey, it happens. You know what I'm saying? And like, I didn't expect to see Cudi on a Louis runway. But
he fits.
Hey,
he fits.
He was there.
He fits.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if it fits, it
like, it's no telling where like fashion could take you, and like just seeing everybody's different approaches, and like, you know, different, like, you know, it just reinforces the individuality. My mouth is dry.
Okay, big sip. You got this big sip. Take your time. Call it big sip. In my free time.
It reinforces the individual that one created the brand, and just like their overall aesthetic that they're trying to bring forward. Yeah. And like, that's all like what we're trying to do at the end of the day. So like, all of this just, you know, reinforces and teaches us at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's not even like a, how can I explain? It's like, what's the saying? They say it's not a what is it? Like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's like one of those things, like, you have to like literally like actually like pay attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be trendy, but like, pay attention to what's going on.
Why is this fashion happening right now?
Yeah, like, why are people into this? Or like, why are people appreciating this particular garment of clothing? Is it like, did they, you know, redo a pocket a certain way in which folks like? For example, like the tech fleece. Like, Everybody liked regular sweatpants till Tech Fleece come out, and now you have to have a zipper on your sweatpants because sweatpants pockets are vulnerable. Like, second you sit down, everything fall out. Tech Fleece pocket, you could fit an iPad in that joint if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, and then you see how well those sell. So like, you know what I'm saying? Everything ain't necessarily like redefining the wheel, but like, you know, like those little individual touches could separate you from the rest and like just, you know, put you out there. Yeah. So like, you know, just like, all those things like to me and like us as the brand like are important, definitely for sure.
Okay, so if there was one person you can give advice to when it comes to clothing, apparel, or starting a business, what would that be?
If I give one piece of advice?
If you want to do multiple, you can. I mean, you know, breaking rules is okay. I don't follow rules.
I feel like I've given out a lot of advice, more than I would if someone asked me. This rare audio footage. You catch me in the street, I might ignore you. It's like, no. But if I had to give any advice other than like what I've said before, define a direction before you do anything. Like, of course you could, you know what I'm saying, just spelunk and, you know, fuddle your way through like making a clothing brand. Like, hey, I just drew this logo, let's print it on some stuff tomorrow, let's see how to do. I mean, that is one way you can do things, but also do some research behind it. Because like there's also, as I say, it's a lot of give and take with these things. So like one thing is always the mental aspect of, am I ready? Is this thing ready? And that's something you have to get over. Waiting forever is not, the perfect time doesn't exist, of course. So like sometimes like the give and take is, hey, I may not be able to do the thing that I exactly want to do today, but like just be patient and know that time will come. Like, you know what I'm saying, with the work. So like I feel like that's important. Of course, the research aspect. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. As easy it is to find, you know what I'm saying, blanks of like, you know, your favorite brand or whatever, and just slap a logo on it and then just put the same thing out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Try to push the envelope further. Cause like, you know, on the environmental side, you don't need more waste. Yeah. And then just on like the practical side, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's 1,000 people, it's 1 billion, you know, some odd people in the world, you know what I'm saying? It's millions of people in DC, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be selling the same thing, the same 5 people that's on the street trying to sell, you know what I'm saying? Try to find something that makes you different, like at the same time. So like if you are screen printing like your shirts and you just starting out at a base level, try to give some definition to why you guys are different. You know what I'm saying? And why your brand is bringing value to the general scape of, you know, fashion and just, you know, quality of everybody's day life. You know what I'm saying? I like to, you know, think like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you some cool shit to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I try, man.
The contrast, you're not gonna see this on this side. We had a whole combo. I'm in the contrast, so I enjoy it.
You know what I'm saying? So like, definitely that, and you know, just at the end of the day, like, know at the end of the day you are running your race. Don't get lost in the perception battles, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's 1,000 people on Instagram, billions of people on Instagram, half of them faking it, the rest of them buying followers. Like, don't worry about it, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? Or my sister, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure.
Did you know this brand would go for 13 years?
All right, so like that's kind of a weird question. Did I know this brand?
And when I say that, I'm not talking about like collective. I'm talking about you as a person still creating it.
Did I know?
Yeah. Because I saw where your mind was going. I was like, let me reel you back in real quick.
With that, I knew it was always going to be going in some capacity. What it looked like, I didn't know. I always knew I was going to be making clothes or artwork in some capacity, Cause like I've tried doing other stuff like selling posters and stuff. It wasn't as lucrative, but like clothes, it just made sense instantly. So like I knew I was always gonna be making clothes, even if like I wasn't selling clothes myself. I knew every once in a while I would probably make a T-shirt for myself or something. Yeah. So like at least I would have that. Did I know like I would eventually start a brand, you know, LLC it up, you know, and all that with my friends and all that, and be making a brand for like I guess like 5 years now. No. But I'm happy that I am now. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, do not get me started on trying to do something yourself, by yourself, dolo. It was fun. I learned a lot in the process, but like, my 2 brothers that I run this brand with, they godsend. Like, cause like, you know what I'm saying? We all take the pressure off each other. You know, we all handling various aspects of the brand separately. Yeah, and then, you know, collaborating together like towards a common goal. So like, you know, it makes everything easier. And like, you know, my original goal, like it makes getting to that goal easier as well. And like now that we, you know, come together, now we have goals for our brand, you know what I'm saying, to try and actualize as well. So like, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I guess another piece of advice, never stop growing. Always keep like that big picture that you want, never lose sight of it, because like it'll come to you like if you pay attention, like in doses. Like the clues will always come to you and facilitate you, you know, keep moving forward as well. Like, yeah, definitely just like keep pushing whatever you got going on, because like at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, you can get a job or you can do that. What you gonna do? Like literally my man's that he's a musician, you know, Moez. That's literally what he told me. He was like, I could play music or I could get a job. That's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I got 9 to 5 now, but like, you know what I'm saying, at least I got something to look forward to when I get off. Yeah. Because like, you know what I'm saying, the goal is of course to escape, you know what I'm saying? Get free.
Yeah, give me free.
But like, you know, like now it's like, you know, like as we've grown, like, you know, the talks are different. Like at first it's like, you know, how are we gonna get the screen print press? How are we gonna, you know, how are we gonna get the LLC for the brand? You know, so how are we gonna pay, you know, these business taxes every year? How are we gonna, okay, but now we talking like, hey, you know, over time as things progress, like of course the online store, like we revamped the online store several times and still are, and currently revitalizing it again. Yeah. We have switched web platforms twice, and we're probably about to do it again.
What's your favorite right now?
Right now I'm looking at Webflow. It's a very interesting platform. It's more intricate than like, let's say, Wix, and I feel like it may run smoother than Wix, because originally like we were doing all Wix sites because they give you a certain amount of flexibility, but Webflow gives you even more.
Squarespace been getting it done for me on my side.
No, I feel you. Squarespace is another popular joint.
Yeah. It kind of takes care of half the stuff, but it limits what you can do creatively with the pages.
Yeah. And like Wix is like a drag and drop. Like I can literally drag and drop whatever I want on the page. That's cool. Webflow is more like, it's kind of like a design program in a sense. Like it's like the same layout as Wix, but then you have a lot more options and intricacies to explore as far as your website. So like, yeah, like never stop growing. Yeah, I think that's all I got for right now as far as advice. Okay. I try to give as much advice, you know, as I can, and I hope that helps somebody.
You look great on camera, by the way. I just want to let you know that. Like, he looks great. This angle, I was like, wow, this whole time. You see that skin drinking his water too on camera. Nasty little guy. That's crazy.
Hydration for a nation.
Alright, so before this wraps up, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, RellDot. I also have a website of the same name. It's currently down because I'm revitalizing it and revamping. But that's for my personal and my graphics. If you want to holler, it needs something done. For my brand, you can holler at us at GhostDryGoods.com. Gotta pull it on my phone for a second because Instagram formats and periods and things.
Would folks be able to reach out to you to like handle their products? Like, let's say a brand says, "Hey, I've been fed up with a person. I want to try some stuff through you guys." What would you say?
As far as what?
Just getting an order done to see if you would handle it better than other people.
We don't do logistics for other brands. We've been approached a couple times for that, but like it's too much trying to do it on our side for our stuff. And then like, like folks got lives, girlfriends, that type of thing. We can't even afford to do, try and incorporate somebody else's logistics into that, bro. Like, that's just gonna cause pain for everybody.
Yeah, no, I got you. You gotta ask. You definitely gotta ask.
All right, so you might have to make sure this in focus. So, Coco.
All right, I'm the intimate thing. Just stay.
All right. He giving me Mike Tyson treatment right now. He had to put my hand in position. I feel very vulnerable right now, but it's okay.
Okay, all right. Let's just break it down right there.
All right.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, you could go ahead and let them know how to spell it out.
All right. Coco.us. That's the Instagram for collective brand, and then for Ghost Dry Goods, you can find us at GhostDryGoods.
Okay, I gotta do that intimate thing one more time. There we go.
Okay, one more time. And then on this side, you can find us at Ghost.Drygoods. And our website is GhostDryGoods.com. Again, holla at us. We're in the middle of a sale right now, up to 60 or 70% off on certain options.
Great sale. Your screen's going dark. All right, now it's great. There we go. Now we're back.
All right,
gave it the big tap.
As long as the wild text ain't coming up, it's cool.
The wild text just came.
No. That was the website. That was Wix.
Gotta be sure.
We had a visitor. We had a visitor, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's business. But yeah, that's where you can find us at. Please check us out. If you don't see something that you like, I guarantee you see something you like it tomorrow. Just follow us and know that we growing and showing.
Yeah. Alright, what's one goal that you have for the end of this year?
One goal for the end of this year. Alright, so currently the brand is kind of in a space of wanting to put together our original silhouettes for like t-shirts and things. So that will require sourcing the fabric, creating a pattern. So a pattern is a paper cutout of like a t-shirt sample or like whatever product you're trying to make. So it's going to be the various elements of the shirt cut out to the exact proportions of it for it to be assembled by a seamstress. So like it will just be this aspect of the shirt, and then it'll be labeled as back of the shirt. You'll measure here, 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 here. The collar will be a separate piece, and then like all the other associated elements of like the shirt will be separate pieces. And then when you get that to the seamstress, they'll take that and assemble that together. So just quick FYI for anyone interested, I contacted a person to get our patterns made. Taurus learned how to do this in his house, and I'm about to tell you why. We talked to a guy. He does the patterns for, I believe, Pierre Moss or some one runway fashion brand that appears in New York. 1,000 an hour. So Taurus learned how to do that himself in his house because it's a very simple process.
Pause. You just said that process would have taken him. It would have cost you guys $1,000 per hour.
Yes.
For him to do it for you.
Yes.
No guarantees on how long it would have taken him.
I mean, I guess he would have gave us like a estimated time window, but it was something like that. It was some astronomical amount of hour. And like, you know what I'm saying, based upon his work, he deserved the shit. I ain't about to hate on him, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't got it. So like, you know what I'm saying, Taurus, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you could go to Joann's and see like the patterns that they have, because they have like patterns like for jackets and various items that you can piece together yourself. So like from there, like, you know, take your favorite t-shirt that you like how it feels, measure it out. You know what I'm saying? You can assemble a pattern yourself. And of course, you know, YouTube University is there for you. Go learn how to do anything yourself. So I guess a goal for the end of the year would be to create an original silhouette. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I would like that to be a goal. Another goal, I don't know, just making more cool shit, more original things, and just like stepping out and making different items, like other than, you know, just like t-shirts and hoodies and like that type of thing, you know.